Hey guys, welcome to the No Fame podcast, The Lost Frontier. That's right, we are not playing our usual D&D modern campaign due to just some life stuff. So we're gonna do a little bit of a side quest here. We're playing the Savage World system, which is super fun. You might have seen it in Undeadwood, for example, which is really good. I'm your dungeon master, Justin Crane, but we're in space, so I'm like your space dungeon master. Sure. And I am joined by some of my lovely friends in no particular order. We've got Justin Gaudreault.
Hello.
We've got Patrick O'Reilly.
Hello.
We've got Sinéad Marguerite.
Hello.
And certainly last, certainly not least, we've got special guest, Josh Fritz.
Hi.
Hey, that's right. Bit of a change up in lineup for anyone following along. Amazing. Yeah, guys, we're set in space. We're playing Savage Worlds. You know what? Let's just dive right into it. Our story takes place in a different time and a different space, an entirely different galaxy far removed from the Milky Way. Humans have come a long way in the centuries since harnessing the power of space travel, branching out in all directions, not always finding success in their explorations and not always making it back home. Akin to the early explorers of Earth, travelers set to map the stars, discover new lands, find life, and scope out hopeful places to settle down. A century of exploration and excitement kept the human race going, but the harsh reality of space exploration was taking its toll, and the returns never seemed to add up. Until a mining excursion on the edge of the galaxy dug up something more than just iron and nickel. Excavations occurred immediately, as it turned out to be a massive structure embedded in an asteroid, which was on a perfect orbit around the sun. Scientists worked day and night to try to figure out the strange structure and its crystal-like technology that lined the inside of it. Years passed before they discovered that this structure was in fact a device to aid in long-form space travel. This started the age of development. Companies began to create faster and more obscure engines and drives to make... English is great, guys. Companies began to create faster and more obscure engines and drives to make better use of this beacon on the edge of the galaxy. Ships were able to travel much further and in much less time. With the discovery of the hyperdrive, humans became able to slip into a parallel dimension in time and space, and using the beacons, became able to leap hundreds of light years in no time at all. This reignited the great space race. The Earth, the Luna colony, and Mars, and local space stations were all on their last legs with overpopulation and pollution, giving people the chance to pack up and take their things and make for the far reaches of the universe. It didn't take long before major corporations and militant companies began to expand their operations. With their seemingly unlimited resources, these soulless companies began buying colonies, stations, and entire regions of space. Free trade became heavily monitored and taxed. The average life was almost as bad as it was back on Earth. Rebellions emerged. Groups of people banded together to take the fight directly to their repressors. Bombing stations, dogfights between ships, theft of cargo, drug running, smuggling, these all became commonplace in the more populated areas of the Galactic Authority Confederation. Over the years, the rebellious faction actually formed the Interstellar Systems Collective, but with age, this proved to be much of the same as the ruling class that previously was pushing its boots on the necks of rebels. Years became decades. Decades became centuries. The Galactic Authority Confederation and the Interstellar Systems Collective have established control over large regions of space in the Perun galaxy, a galaxy where humans finally discovered that they were not alone in the universe. The Perun galaxy proved to be a gateway between far regions of space and also a place swimming in rare resources and habitable planets. Humans moved their space stations and began constructing new places to live and work, developing technologies to communicate with these new races that they now share a galaxy with. Our game begins on Malay 5, a space station deep in the heart of the Galactic Authority Confederation territory. But it's a station that travelers have found isn't as heavily policed as most other major stations. The thing about space is that it's vast and hard to contain. The authorities can't watch everywhere all the time, so travelers, traders, mercenaries, companies, corporations, and more all find their way to Malay 5, and at some point, I'll find their way to Malay 5 at some point or the other. It's become home to many people who decided to dismantle their ships and take up residence. The station is made up of multiple rings. The lower the ring where you live and work, the lower quality of life you are likely experiencing. And of course, we find ourselves near the lower rings, in a bar known as the Strange Quasar. Bright screens and projected signs illuminate the dim and smoky bar. A new broadcast has been covering a war on the border colonies between the GAC and the interstellar systems. The broadcast continues, stating a galactic-wide bounty for a dangerous human who escaped a prison colony. Isaac Winters, a human male, likely clean-shaven and subtle cyberware enhancements, a known smuggler wanted in multiple systems. The broadcast continues to show a likely hologram of what Isaac Winters looks like currently. The broadcast ends, and the station begins to show local news. Water rations in the lower rings, warning residents not to wander outside of their allowed zones. The local sect will jail those who seem like they're up to suspicious activity as well. The Strange Quasar isn't exactly busy, and it truly never really is. A few workers from a salvage company known as Omega Acquisitions sit at a table having a few drinks, waiting for port clearance more than likely. There's a few off-duty security guards that are having a quiet drink in a corner, and a few other travelers sit around the bar. A closely trimmed white fur yeti sits watching a game of planet aligners. Two insectoids slurp on a thick liquid in a corner playing a game of multi-dimensional chess. But that is certainly not all of the patrons taking up space in the bar. We, of course, have our players. Dun, dun, dun. One by one, I guess, guys. What do you think? Feel free to replace yourself in the bar, or what do you think your characters are up to? I'll start in order on my screen, if that's okay. Sinéad, if you want to do a little introduction for your character.
Sure. So Gearz, the robot, is down in the bottom center, right?
Yes.
Okay. Or I should say they, because as a robot, they have no use for this weird human gender nonsense. Yeah. So Gearz is hanging out in this bar. They probably didn't get into the station very long ago. They would have headed, down to the lower rings, makes sense, and would have posted up in a bar that didn't seem like it would mind a robot customer hanging out for a little while in a chair that gave them a good view of the room, just kind of watching. They'd be watching the news. They'd be interested in that wanted the bounty, memorize that guy's face.
Yeah.
And then just kind of looking out over the bar. It's pretty clear that they're a robot, but they've got a sort of like ratty hood up over their head and some ratty clothing. They look kind of haggard, but definitely interested in everything that's going on around them.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. Gearz, you're having a decent time. the bar actually has like little cybernetic hookups in the table. It's kind of like little things you can connect to, and they offer just like different services for androids and robots and such. You know, like you could, it gives you a slight virus, so it like slightly infects your system a little bit.
Sort of poisoned.
Yeah, yeah. And it, you know, it's about as dangerous as like humans or organic things getting drunk, basically.
I would say Gearz is partaking as they
just like plugged into the table,
just like a little bit tipsy as they watch what's going on around them.
Amazing. Yeah, we look around the bar, and Josh, do you want to describe your character and what they're up to, maybe?
So we've got Kihrin sitting at a table by himself, nursing a drink but wanting to get drunk. Doesn't quite have a whole lot of money for it. He was recently fired from his job for something that he believes is clearly not his fault. So he came to this dingy bar looking to either find work or make an easy score, preferring work, but will steal if he needs to. You can see he's just a human male with a ratty jacket, holes in his shoes, you know, basically spending the last of his dollars here. And that's pretty much what he's doing. He should be paying attention to the bounties, but he's too into his drinks to pay attention to it.
The bartender actually like comes around to the front and kind of just checks in with you. It's just like a normal human, pretty commonplace on space stations. Seems like a lot of humans kind of populate the stations themselves nowadays. And he just asks you like, "Hey, can I get you another drink, man? You all right?"
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep them coming. You know, don't worry. Right. Money's not an issue for me. I promise.
He like, wait, you know what? Let's make a roll. Let's do a fucking roll. Okay. Roll me, I guess. I don't think there's deception in this. It's roll me persuasion with, so that's your persuasion and a D6.
Okay, so I've got a D8 in persuasion.
Oh shit! So.
So that's a 6.
On a 6?
6 on my D8.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, you're only aiming for a 4. This system, again, most checks are just 4, and you're good. Yeah. He looks at you. He's like, "Yeah, I have no reason to not trust you." Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Turns around and heads back behind the bar, and you see it's like there's actually like in current days there'd be some kind of thing you can flip up like a wooden divider, but it's like this kind of force field. As he just walks through behind the bar, and it shimmers as he goes through it. It seems like more than likely it would probably keep someone who isn't eligible to pass through. Sweet. From there, Grubby, what do you think your character's up to, and if you want to give a description?
My character, Liv, short for Livsard, he's like I guess, a lizard, for lack of better words. It's a what is it called? A saurian, I think. Yeah.
Saurian. Yeah.
Saurian. Yeah. But yeah, he has a upper torso area that has been outfitted with some cybernetics due to some, I guess you call it, ill-gotten gains and smuggling mishaps over the years. But yeah, so he's 3 feet tall. You know, he's not very big, but he is a little bit shadier than I guess most pirates. But yeah, I mean, he is in this bar because he's escaping bounty hunters, and he's been running for a while, stealing spaceships and stuff, trying to, you know, get away. And he figured he would come down to this planet for now to kind of hide out.
Correction, you were on a space station.
Or space station, sorry. Yeah.
It's okay.
To hide out.
Moon.
Yeah, and I mean, he's basically just been chilling, you know, drinking and kind of scoping out what kind of things are here, or what ship he might be able to either stow on or steal, or who he can link up with in the underbelly of society, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Give me a notice check, actually, Liv. So that's your notice dice plus a and a d6, not plus a d6, but
notice is not on my thing.
So you are untrained in notice. So roll a d4.
Oh, there it is. No, wait, it is. I got it.
Okay.
Damn.
It's a D4, yeah.
Okay. And roll a d6 as well and choose the higher.
Okay, so the D4 was 4.
Oh, shit.
And, 1.
Okay, so the 4 actually explodes. So what that means is you roll that 4 again, and keep rolling until you don't roll a 4.
Okay. 3.
3, sweet. So you roll a 7. That is definitely above a 4 total. You're looking around and you see there's a few more patrons than there usually is in here, and the bartender kind of gives you a nod. He doesn't even ask you anything and just slides another drink across the table. You guys had an agreement earlier the night where you just you were like, hey, I'm just going to give you 200 credits and you just don't worry about what I'm drinking for the rest of the night. Basically, you just paid him off right off the hop. But you notice there's a couple of people and you're a little paranoid, and you see a couple of people that you feel maybe have been eyeing you. There's a couple of people in the corner. There's a couple of security guards. So you're just kind of aware of this, of these people.
There's one
around.
robot in rags also eyeing him.
Yeah.
Is it? Do I get the feeling like it's because of my skin color or my race?
What check would this even be? I don't even know.
Check for prejudice.
Yeah, check for yeah.
A little bit of xenophobia.
I have a list on a piece of tape that I taped between my monitors with all of the skills that I'm just reading through right now.
Because I know he's 3 feet tall, so he's basically like a kid sitting on the chair.
Yeah, with the 7,
but
with your 7, I'll say it. You don't think it's because people don't generally, especially on space stations, it's kind of like they're really big on community. You know what I mean? So it's you don't think it's because you're a Saurian. You're just a little bit, noticing some eyes on you. Actually, let's go back for a second. Gearz, if you want to make a notice check as well.
Sure. Sorry, I think I get. Oh no, that's when I'm data jacking. You said notice, right?
Yeah.
So that's a D4 and a D6.
Yes.
Oh. Goddamn, double ones.
Oh my god, amazing. Okay, that's a critical failure. Rolling double ones. You ordered like a standard, I need to invent a name for this right now. A viral cocktail. You ordered the standard viral cocktail, they call it the B Gates.
Bill Gates.
So you run Windows, not OS.
Yeah, because we got like the Tom Collins and
it comes with a saxophone loop just playing.
You order the standard Bill Gates, and but
ended
it
up
is
with
like
the Musk
really.
to Elon.
Yeah, maybe you didn't run an antivirus recently, but you are like really getting fucked up. I'm gonna say it doesn't deal you damage, but I'm gonna say until you can kind of maybe try to sort yourself out, you're gonna have like a -2 on your notice checks until you realize what's happening and you're like, oh god, I'm really fucked up.
Okay.
I feel like there's no rules for this. I feel like android and cybernetic creatures can probably just run an antivirus and be like, all right, I'm sober now.
I mean, if I notice it, probably, yeah, I guess that's the issue.
Yeah, your vision is starting to blur, and it almost looks like you're looking at a lizard across the room, so it's, it's going wild. As
You
we
never
as
noticed before you took the cocktail that your subscription to NordVPN had ended. We've been running unprotected this
Sliced.
entire time.
I'm gonna wait. Give me a second here. I'm gonna roll a dice. And your account gets somehow drained for 30 credits. Oh no! If you have 30 credits,
I think I do. Oh God, did this not record my money either? It's okay. I remember how much I had.
no worries. As this revelation is happening, sitting slightly nearby is a heavily armored gentleman. Patrick, if you want to give us a description of your character.
So over in the corner, you see a very tall, heavily armored, golden gleaming person. He's sitting down. He looks like he'd be about 8 feet tall, but you can see a big gold helmet down on the floor next to him, and his human head is revealed, and you can tell that the suit that he's in is making him a little taller than what he actually would be. He's drinking something from the bar, and his massive metal glove makes it almost look like a shot glass in comparison. And he's just sat down with his back to the bar, looking around at everybody. You can see him kind of eyeing those two insectoids over in the corner every now and then. And he just seems to be eyeing everybody up and down. But
And,
otherwise, just sitting down. Oh, his name is
what's your-
Canen.
Canen. Yeah, you're just doing what you do. You're really fucking scoping out who is sitting in this bar area, and it's not like a normal environment that you usually find yourself in, unless you're kind of out looking for something. You know?
He definitely feels like whatever this recent job assignment was is beneath him, and is kind of angry and pissed off to be here in the first place, but he's doing what he has to do.
Speaking of, you get like a little like beep, beep, and on your Prism device. The Prism devices are the like smartphones of the world. They're like pure crystal, but they operate. They fully operate like their own operating system. They're made by the Prism Corporation, and they just market their phones. And pretty much everyone in the galaxy has a Prism device. If you've ever watched the show The Expanse, it's like that.
It's just like that.
It's just like that. I just watched all of it, so that's where all my inspiration is going to come from. But yeah, they're see-through devices. You can communicate with others, but they're really encrypted to the person. So the privacy element of it is really intense and really secure, which is kind of why everyone has one, more or less. It's pretty rare that they get hacked or information is taken or whatever. You're just chilling, and you get like a little like on your Prism device.
I'll check it.
Yeah, it's just a routine check-in. Your commanding officer, your CO, is asking if there's any suspicious activity down there. And give me a let's say I don't want to use the same skill too much, but it would be, I guess, either notice or maybe common knowledge. I would say one of those two checks.
I'll go with notice.
Sure. So notice and a d6.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Oh, if you roll on this and you explode, it automatically rolls the next one.
Yeah, it automatically does it, which is fucking beautiful.
I really want to see that
was
just trickle down sometime.
So that was a 6 total. That's great. That's above a 4. That's what we're looking for. You were sent down to kind of keep an eye on things, but no one really explained to you what you were looking for. They were like, we just need you to go down to the lower decks and keep an eye out.
Okay.
And that's kind of your thought process, is like, you don't think you see anything shady. It seems like pretty normal stuff kind of going down right now.
No, he's definitely not too happy about the two Xenos over in the corner, but
There are some insectoids for sure inhabiting this bar, and they're having like a really thick, like slurpy liquid drink, and seem to be enjoying their multi-dimensional chess. Yeah, just having a good time.
Disgusting.
Off in the corner, there's actually like a few humans playing Planet Colliders. I can't remember what I called it already. Planet Colliders. It's pool. It's pool in the future. Future pool. I had to give it a space name. It seems, yeah, there's actually like a local security guard kind of watching this game go down, and two travelers. Maybe they're mercenaries or traders or something like that, or just workers. They're kind of just off in the corner, and yeah, they seem to be just having a chill time. Is there anything you guys want to do right now? Anything particular you guys are aiming for or trying to do currently?
When that phone was that a call that came in?
No, it was just like a text.
All right. Well, I'll send one back and I'll ask about the escaped prisoner.
Okay, yeah, you catch the news broadcasts, and you send a message. And
I want to ask
you
and see if there's any idea if they're like in the area.
Right. You know what? You would get a message back that says it seems likely that this person is on this station, and that's why they're kind of now you kind of understand. You're like, oh, maybe that's why I'm down here.
All right.
Is anyone else up to anything?
I think Gearz would head over towards the bar, towards Liv, and get like within polite distance and be like, could I purchase you a beverage of your choice?
How tall is Gearz? Do you think?
Like 5'5".
So quite a bit taller.
Yeah, so like a solid 2 feet over. You're on the stool, Liv. You're like, the stool is pretty high. You needed to like really like put your cyborg arms to use to get up on the stool.
I was picturing like my tail had to be on the ground so that I could like flick up onto the stool.
I like that.
Or just kind of like.
I really like that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So I guess I would shockingly say sure, because I wasn't expecting anyone to talk to me.
All right, Gearz will sit down and try and get the bartender and just say like whatever.
The bartender looks over at you and it's like, oh, hey, he looks at you confused. Are you having a drink?
No, oh, that's not my robot voice. That's not my drunk robot voice.
Beep boop 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 beep.
Just gets more human as the drunker she gets.
110111.
Starts speaking trinary.
No, whatever this small lizard is having.
Right. And he kind of winks at you, Liv, and you see him reach under the bar, and you hear like the clinking of glasses, and he pours out something, and then drops down in front of Liv, and he looks at you, Gearz, and he's like, "Don't worry, it'll automatically come off what you opened up earlier."
I'm getting scammed. All right, it's fine. I'm excited. I don't notice. I don't think.
You have a -2 if you wanted to make like you could make shit. I guess it would be noticed. Yeah, there's not very many like. I don't think there's insight. Yeah, there is no insight in this game. I don't think.
So Liv will, kind of like a sleight of hand gesture to the bartender, like basically, I'll take the drink, but just put it on my. You don't need to charge him for that.
I got this.
He sees you start to say something, and he just like leans into like a we have an understanding. You just paid like his month of rent basically, so he's like, cool, man.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I would say Gearz just starts to try and enthusiastically start up a conversation about your cybernetic shit. It might be slightly garbled.
So I guess out of character, would I understand your speech, or is it like binary, just spitting
No,
out?
you guys were.
I'm like a human companion robot. I'm built to interact with humans.
Oh, well, I'm a lizard.
Human cyborg relations.
Well, I guess we can't talk. No, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, we'll strike up a conversation. Man, I don't know what kind of voice I wanted him to have because he's so tiny.
Hi, yes, I live.
Well, he's a lizard person, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he probably sounds just like Mark Zuckerberg.
I can't.
Yes. Yes.
I can't do that voice though.
The same dark, unblinking eyes.
Yes.
Yes, we were cooking some meat.
I enjoy human food.
The voice will probably come along later when I can decide what I want to do. But
Understand.
yeah. So, what part are you curious about? My torso was modified because of some life decisions that were made poorly. So this is what I have.
Okay. Gearz looks like they like sit up straighter when you say you made poor life decisions. And is like, is there a story behind that you'd be willing to share?
There's a story, but we just met.
Okay, Gearz will just like turn back to the bar at that point and sit there.
The bartender actually lays down like a little jump drive, like a universal jump drive in front of you, Gearz, and it's like, it's on this guy. And gives you like a little thumbs up.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, Gearz goes for it.
All right. Just give me like a vigor check.
Okay. I rolled a 5.
5. Great.
No. So like, would Gearz be terrifying to me, because they kind of look terrifying?
You are half robot.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, they're.
I didn't describe Gearz super well at the start. I can say in terms of the like actual impression you get when you get close to the robot, the clothing's super ratty, and the shawl over his head or over its head is like obscuring a lot of it. But once you get up close, the robot is very, very finely made and has what is clearly sort of like semi-extravagant detail work that would be unnecessary for a general robot. So this robot looks suspiciously well made.
Okay.
I don't think it's up to you, really. You're quite used to interacting with, cybernetic and androids, robots and stuff like that. Most of them have their own sentience, it's kind of like a robotic rights kind of thing, like an agreement where if a robot wishes, they could be sentient, they could be given that option.
Oh, okay.
And Gearz clearly wasn't built for combat. That would be obvious.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at, because like,
yeah, I
he
know.
just
I
came
made
up and bought me a drink, and then like
Yeah.
wanted to know my history, so I was kind of like, oh.
No, just like weirdly friendly for a robot, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Astro Boy?
I guess so. In a seedy bar.
Astro Man.
All right. Yeah.
Where are they now? Astro Boy.
Yeah, I'm in the fucking bar.
Yeah, so I would like to, I think, while Gearz is turned around and kind of, I guess, stopped talking for a second, I would like to get the bartender to kind of converse with me for a sec. Like in private.
Yeah, I mean, he's around. He's kind of like, you seem like he heads down the bar and like fills up a couple more drinks and heads back, and he's kind of just like throwing stuff in the space dishwasher, stuff like that.
Okay. I'd like to flag him down and kind of like tell him, like kind of wave him over.
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah. What's up?
Is there anywhere near here that I can tune my cybernetics?
You mean like get an upgrade or
Upgrades or, you know, repairs or any of the like? As
Yeah,
you know,
man,
money is no object here. I just don't really know
yeah,
anyone on this planet.
That's the impression I get,
Space
man.
station.
Cool. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for repairs, then it's probably the lower decks. They've got some, you know, that's usually where the ships get repaired down that way, and a lot of good mechanics down there. If you're looking to upgrade and buy some stuff, you probably want to head up to the upper decks, you know, the upper rings where all the fancy stores and they sell all the newest hardware and stuff like that.
I'm thinking more of the shady variety. You know what I mean? And I'll give him like a wink with my big fucking eye.
With your robotic eyes, like. Give me a persuasion check to see if you can kind of like. Man, what is going on? Guys,
So that was a 1. Did you say if it was a 1, it stays as a 1? Is that what that is?
What did you roll on a D6? So you roll your persuasion dice and a D6.
Oh, okay. So that was a 4. Where's the D6? So 5.
5?
So then 5 and 1 is 6. Is that what you mean?
No, just 5. Just 5.
Okay.
They're separate rolls.
Right.
5. He's like, oh yeah, man. If you and he looks around, he's like, if you head down to the loading bay in like 5 or 6 hours, there's usually there's a ship down there, and it's gonna have its loading lights on, but you won't see any vehicles moving, and that's kind of the sign that the shop's open on the inside.
Okay.
I think it's loading bay C7 down that way.
Okay. Now, would I need to say any password or anything like that?
Yeah. Let me make a check for this guy. Here we go. I'm gonna roll something. I shouldn't have rolled that one, and that's a 3. He's like, yeah, I think it was like Space Octopus was the last password.
The space bar is the password.
Space Octopus?
Oh no.
Sorry, that was me, guys. Sorry. Rejoin.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like Space Octopus.
Sounds good. Now, is there a contact that you may be familiar with, or should I just scream Space Octopus and hope for the best?
Yeah, I think if you just scream it, man, it might be all right.
Sounds golden. So I'll just kind of gingerly tap Gearz to get them to turn around again.
Hello.
Hey, you want to go for a walk, maybe?
That would be lovely.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, Gearz gets up and follows.
Justin.
Hello.
Space DM.
Space DM.
Might I have overheard their conversation?
You know what? You're like 20 feet away, but you're awfully suspicious. Yeah. How about both you and Kihrin give me a notice check. So notice plus D6.
I have a feeling I'm gonna have to fight him.
I am in fact the first boss. No, I guess I didn't because I got a 3.
You got a 3. You are so caught up thinking about all the things you're going to do to the heretics.
I also got a 3, and I'm pretty sure Kihrin would just be staring at the golden helmet sitting on the floor, muttering to his drink. I could probably get that. I could probably get that. No, don't.
Yeah,
don't do that.
yeah, for sure. You don't notice the conversation, but you notice some expensive things around. It's about this time when all of this is kicking off that almost like the only reason I was vamping was because none of my maps worked. You guys notice coming in through the door, there are 2 large, like kind of like blast doors. It's a space station, so everything needs to be like heavy, like able to be heavily sealed. You see a Galactic Authority officer flanked by an enforcer, an armored and armed guard of the GAC, or GAC, as it's usually referred to, military. The officer looks around the bar. Her hair is pulled back into like a tight, neat bun. Her uniform is incredibly sleek with like a half cloak over one shoulder, and you see attached to her leg is a rifle. And on the other side of her, like opposite her rifle on her other leg, looks to be some kind of dagger or like a melee, a melee control device. She kind of like grimaces as she walks in. She's got like kind of a stern look on her face, and she like looks around and kind of looks at the enforcer next to her. She hauls out her prism, and you see her like kind of make a few gestures, and she walks up to the corner to the insectoids. If anyone who thinks they might be watching this, if you guys want to make a notice check, you can do that.
100%.
Yeah, I think Gearz and I
Definitely
will be like,
didn't though.
getting ready to leave.
Yeah, Gearz hasn't fixed itself up yet.
The heretics.
What was it? A notice
the heretics,
check?
Canen. A notice check, yeah.
So I got a 5.
Oh, 5? Okay. What'd you get, Kihrin? A 2? And Gearz, how about give me like a repair check as you're like
Okay,
now
yeah, maybe once I stood up, I realized shit wasn't going right.
You're sitting on your
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, you're sitting on your network cable, so when you stand up, you know, all the built up data will
Yeah, that's how that works.
Okay.
That's 100% how it
What-
works.
When I see this,
For Christ's sake.
Liv, yeah, you for sure you watch this happen. Well, everyone sees this happen, but Liv, you walk in. Sorry, you don't walk in. Liv, you watch them walk in, and the officer like makes a gesture at her phone, and a hologram of the same man starts floating. Just his face of Isaac Winters, who was on the news broadcast. His face starts floating in a circle. You see the insectoids kind of like make a couple of. You hear them make some like hissy, guttural kind of noises, and the officer just kind of like shakes her head. She looks around the bar. She looks at like one of the security guards and gives like a nod, and then sighs and looks really annoyed and walks back out through the front. She stops in the main door and says something to the guard next to her, just like in confidence. Like you see her obviously saying something, and then both of them leave, but you notice, Liv, as you're kind of looking over your shoulder, that guard waits outside, like is on the opposite side of the hallway, outside of the bar. So the bar is on like a ring, you know? Yeah, the bar is on like a giant donut ring, and the main corridor goes in a circle, and the blast doors close, but you can see that this guard is obviously waiting on the other side of these doors for something.
Okay. Well, noticing that Gearz is having a fucking major malfunction.
Yeah, Gearz, is Gearz still at -2 for everything?
For notice checks.
Okay, not for repair checks. Okay, then I got just a mild fail on a 3.
Oh, yeah. Your head is just like.
So I'd like to use my Metascanner to like figure out what's going on here. If it was like booze or if there's like actual like issues.
Okay, you break out your medi scanner. Give me I think there's a medicine. Is there medicine? No, give me a healing check. I don't see medicine here.
Oh, I don't think.
I don't have a healing check.
So
to
you're not
heal
trained.
one requires the repair skill, which is used like the healing skill.
Oh, I
So
know.
I don't think
Oh,
you
I
can
have a
be
repair skill.
healed.
No, but I'm asking you to do healing.
Yeah, no, I don't have that.
So that's an untrained skill check if you want to do that.
And that means
That is. Oh, you know what? Is there? Give me a smarts check. Just give me a straight smarts
He's
check.
got cybernetic shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying the smarts check. I'm changing it.
okay, so that's a D6.
Yeah, plus and a d6 also. So 2d6, I guess.
Okay.
Help me live.
Okay, so that's a 6 and a 3.
Nice. A 6 on a 6. So that explodes. So roll the 6 again.
3.
3. So 9 total. Nice. So that actually gets a raise. So every time you guys are 4 points over the target number, so usually the target number is 4. Every time you go 4 above that, and then 4 above that, and then 4 above that. So an 8 is a raise, a 12 is a raise, a 16, so on and so forth.
Okay.
It only gets complicated when we start dealing with people's like toughness and parry and stuff like that, but that's fine. We'll get into that later. So you actually get 1 raise on that, which is great. That's kind of like a mild critical hit, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You actually haul out your medi scanner and realize it doesn't work on robots. It's only for organic entities. And you realize that clearly Gearz is having a viral overload from the Bill Gates that they've been drinking.
Okay.
Or not drinking, the Bill Gates that they've been downloading. Uploading. Downloading.
So if I like, is there a way for me with my repair skill stuff to like stop that from happening?
Yeah, give me a. This is more of like a hacking thing because it's more of a software.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Are you gonna ask permission first, or are you just gonna go for it?
Well, I don't know. Like, are they coherent? I thought they weren't.
Yeah, they're just like they're visibly.
Oh,
They're just a little bit fucked up.
Would you?
If
would you
Gearz
like
sees
some
you
help?
pull out a repair kit, it'll just start nodding enthusiastically.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So then I'll nod and then I'll go ahead and sit them back down at the bar, and then I'll use my tail and like fucking jump back up on the stool, and we'll try to like repair whatever is happening here.
Sweet, yeah. Make a like I said, make a. I guess hacking would be
Hacking?
more appropriate.
Okay, so that is a D8. And you said you rolled a D8 and a D6?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so I got a 6 and a 6. Okay,
Nice.
yeah.
So the 6 explodes, not on the D8, but the 6 on the 6 explodes.
Okay. 3. So it's 9. What is
9
it with
with a
fucking 6s and 3s?
That's great. With a raise, so that's, again, another raise that you got there. So that's like a mild critical hit. Yeah, you actually hit a panel on Gearz and a little keyboard, and there's a little screen there, and you just start like typing and like going through the software, and you see some like coding errors that are occurring because of this, and you just like, you run like a repair, like a, an internal repair check. And
Okay.
Gearz, you feel a lot better. You feel coherent.
Okay.
It's around this time that you all feel something, and it's something that isn't really common for you guys to feel. It's
Is
a
it like
shift.
in my pants?
No,
Okay.
it is certainly not. Unless you want it to be, that's up to you. You feel like a shift, like a slow that gets more and more violent until glasses are shaking on tables, and then you start to see bottles falling off the shelves, and the bartender turns around and is trying to actively catch the top shelf liquors from smashing on the floor. and then you hear as there's an explosion from the floor above you, and everyone in the bar kind of braces themselves on tables. Some people just fucking fall over because they're goddamn wasted. You see all the electronics flicker, all the screens flicker, like there was a slight power interruption. Panels from the ceiling start to fall and like hang off their hinges, and you hear from outside as alarms begin to blare, and you start to hear screams, kind of like muffled screams from all over. And an announcement comes over the PA.
Bot mod list just has it referenced as a page number, and I thought we found it, but I can't find it again.
Yeah, it was a lie. Let me find it.
Yeah, it was a lie.
Yeah, it straight up was a lie. Let me take.
It should be the same as it said Sensor Suite Medium.
Yeah. I remember looking at the wrong one because it was like you can send things up to a light
like
year
a
away.
spaceship, yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Hey, I found it. Okay. Bump. Let me send it. I'll put it in Slack for you. So that's right.
Justin, are you kidding me with what you just sent me?
What?
It just says exactly. It says this functions as a Sensor Suite Medium page.
Oh fuck! I didn't even.
No, that's what the upgrade does. The upgrade just tells you to go to a random page.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You're
I
walking around all the
straight
time being like, fuck, where's that book?
Yeah, it's like
I straight up didn't read it. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, I have an actual one. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Give me 2 seconds here.